I'm going to demonstrate how to do this Romanian point lace cord. I've got some thicker thread, a thicker needle. We'll talk a little bit later about what sizes to use and how, but I just wanted to show you real quickly how this cord is made. I'm going to start with the cord already in progress, and I'm going to show you how it's made, and then I'm going to back up and show you how to start it. It's a little goofy when you're trying to understand what you're doing, and it's a little bit different with a startup. So I am using, in this case, a size 3 thread, the Elizabeth, just so you can see it, and this 1.5 millimeter hook. It's two-dimensional, so it looks the same on either side. It's all done with single crochet. We have these loops here, these double loops, 1, 2, and here's another 1, 2. So go along, I'm going to keep creating these double loops and using them. It works like this. I'm going to turn the work, since what I just done, I'm going to turn the work. You kind of turn those stitches towards you and to the left. If you're looking down at it, you're turning the work clockwise. And I'm going to use my crochet hook, and I'm going in here and I'm going to pick up these 2 loops. I'm going to do a yarn over, grab the thread, bring it through those 2 loops. Those 2 loops are used as one loop. They just act as one loop. And then I'm going to do a yarn over and bring it through the 2 loops on my hook. And that constitutes a 2-step process, constitute a single crochet. So I'm going to turn the work again, find these 2 loops. I'm trying to do it through the camera. Pick up those 2 loops. Those 2 loops act as one. I'm going to do a yarn over, bring through those 2, and a yarn over and bring through those 2. Now the unique thing that I do, that I learned from Sylvia Moraro, is how to crochet this. We're kind of do it a little bit differently. I'm going to turn the work, pick up these 2 loops like I did before, but a traditional yarn over is to go under the thread and around and bring it through. We're going to break from that, and we're going to do a non-traditional yarn over and grab it from behind or back and bring it through for the first step. And then we're going to do a traditional yarn over and bring it through the second step. Okay? And what that does is it allows us to cut the cord and unravel it from the starting end up. So again, we're going to come in, pick up these 2 loops. I'm trying to do this through the camera. Yarn over, non-traditional, from the back. And then yarn over, or I brought it through those 2 loops, and then yarn over and bring it through 2 loops. You should have 1 loop on your shuttle, or in your hook. Turn the work, pick up those 2 stitches, turn the work. Oops, I'm getting a little tight. Yarn up, pick up the 2 stitches, non-traditional yarn over, bring it through those 2, traditional yarn over, bring through those 2. Just going to keep working it. Turn, pick up the 2 loops, non-traditional yarn over, traditional yarn over, bring it through 2. And that is Romanian point lace. Now, a word about tension. I just said I had a little bit trouble getting into those loops, and that's because I might be getting a little tight. They say to use a hook that's a little bit bigger than what you normally would, but it's also about tension. So when I get this tension right here, and come over and pick up my stitch, again, this one's a little bit tighter, I can, and I bring this up, I kind of match them. And you see I have a little bit of space between the hook and the work. I know that one's going to be a little bit easier to pick up. That'd be the number 2 here. So that's 1. And sure enough, that one was number 2. That's easier to pick up. So this is something you probably don't want to do when you're upset, nervous, anxious, stressed. You want to be kind of loosey-goosey. Now that we've seen the basics of how to crochet the cord, let's learn how to start it. First,
starting with a slip knot.
So a little ways from the end, I'm going to make a slip knot. I'm just going to turn it over itself and come through and grab an end and make a little slip knot. I'm going to make a little one, I have to kind of hold on to the little knot, 2 chains. You don't count the one on the hook, 1, 2. And we're going to do the first, we're going to go pick up the loop, the top loop of the first chain stitch we made, which would be the second one from the hook, and we're going to do a yarn over, bring it through that one loop. Now we have 2 loops on our needle, and we're going to do a yarn over and bring it through those 2 loops. Now we're going to turn the work as we did before, and again that little V points to the stitch we're going to pick up, which is right here. And we're going to pick that one up right to left. Since we're right-handed, we're going to do a yarn over, bring through that one hook, one loop, do another yarn over for the single crochet and bring it through 2. Now we're going to turn it, and there are going to be 2 loops right here, 1, 2, and I'm going to insert my hook into those 2. Now these are a little bit tight sometimes. At the start it's a little bit more difficult, and we're going to start doing our non-traditional yarn over, bring through 2, and our traditional yarn over and bring through 2. Now from here on out, every time we turn there will be 2 loops to go into. 1, 2, non-traditional yarn over, bring through 2, traditional yarn over, bring through 2, turn, pick up those 2, non-traditional yarn over, bring through 2, traditional yarn over, bring through 2, turn, pick up those 2. I'm getting a little tight. I kind of pull it out, get my tension better, and continue on. And it starts to look right. Now what happens though is I think this doesn't look very good starting with this. Let me see, I think lots of times you can kind of push this up, but there's still an extra little knot there that I don't think looks good. So one of the things I like to do to start without a slip knot.
Starting without a slip knot.
Here I've got my thread end. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to go up and around, and you can go around more if you want. Get it onto my fingers. It's just kind of looped over, and it's a little, well, it's trying to get away, but so I hold on to it with my thumb index finger pinch, and I'm just going to do my 1, and my 2 chain stitches. Don't worry about the tension right now. We'll neaten that up later. I'm going to pick up my first loop, do a yarn over, bring through 1. I'm going to pay attention to my tension here, and a yarn over and bring through those 2. So now I have just one loop on the hook, so I'm done. Turn the work. Again, that little V is pointing to the stitch that I want to pick up here. I'm going to do a non-traditional yarn over, bring it up. Now I have 2 loops on there. A traditional yarn over, bring through those 2, and that ends my single crochet. I'm going to turn my work. Now there are 2 loops here. They're a little tight. It's hard to control the tension at the beginning. For me, I'm not a natural crocheter. I crocheted when I was a little kid, but it wasn't the thing that grabbed me like tatting and needle lace did. So here I picked up those 2 loops, and that acts as 1, and I'm going to do a non-traditional yarn over, bring through 2, try to get my tension out, a traditional yarn over and bring through those 2, and that completes 1 single crochet. Turn work, pick up those loops, non-traditional yarn over, bring through 2, and from here on again we are in it's how it's supposed to look, and it's just straight line crocheting. Get a couple more loops in here, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to neaten it and how it works pretty well. Again, I have to concentrate on my tension, looseness. We have a few stitches in there. But as you can see, my end doesn't really look that great. So what I can do is I kind of find the loop and pull it out of the loop, the end, and then I just kind of pull this up, and you'll see it will kind of square it off. And as far as I'm concerned, this is as nice a start as I think you can get. It kind of takes away this is what happens with the slip knot.
Needle Lace Art's Romanian Point Lace patterns
Have been designed and engineered to use these materials.
The thread is a size 10 crochet cotton or a pearl cotton size 5. The crochet hook used is either a US size 10 or size 8.
A word about crochet hook sizing.
I have discovered that there are different crochet hook sizing systems used in the US, UK, and Japanese systems. The best way to ensure you have the right size crochet hook is to go by the metric measurement in millimeters.
Crochet hook
Size I recommend is a 1.25 millimeter or a 1.5 millimeter hook. If you don't want to crochet your own cord or have a time crunch, you can purchase some of mine. Prices are $20 to $30 per yard and are sold in half-yard increments.
If they're not in my Needle Lace Arts Etsy store, send me an email at
Karen@needlelacearts@gmail.com to inquire about what I have available. I will warn you, though, that many of my cords are in vibrant colors, as I'm in the process of modernizing Romanian point lace with color. Modernizing Romanian point lace with color.